You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 6.
Tonight, snow squalls slam parts of southern Ontario. What we can expect here in the GTA. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nivrita Ganguly. We begin tonight in Simcoe County, where a serious snow squall has buried communities under nearly a meter of snow and shut down Highway 11 just north of Toronto. Thousands lost power as snow continues to fall, with more expected in the coming days. Sean O'Shea has those details.
From fall to serious signs of winter in no time.
Probably about 24 inches of snow in the last day and a half.
North of Toronto, the snow was so intense, provincial police shut down Highway 11 between Washego and Bracebridge.
I thought I was a hero with the Jeep, but the police say otherwise. You're not taking the highway.
Closed though, you have to wait.
That highway closure left big rigs parked, waiting indefinitely. Other drivers forced to get off and go back in the other direction. Travel plans on hold. This Calgary man on his way to see an elderly parent.
It's my mother's 98th birthday. So that's on Sunday.
In the thick of the snowfall, power was out too.
Our utilities, Ontario Hydro, is battling about 15,000 outages across Muskoka.
Why so much snow?
Well, it's been a very mild and calm fall up until now, and that has led to record warm water temperatures on all 5 of the Great Lakes, including Georgian Bay. So record warm water, and now finally the Arctic air is here, and that's the reason why we're having such intense snow squalls.
All the snow shouldn't have come as a big surprise. It was in the forecast. People told us they knew it was coming, but didn't think there'd be so much of it.
They said it was not going to be very good weather.
I knew it was coming, but I didn't think we'd actually get it. But lucky I have that thing to get me around.
Others had to find a place to wait around.
Oh yeah, this is really tough sledding out there.
Everyone hoping the roads would reopen.
If I can get there in the next 5 hours, that'd be great.
I thought we'd left at a decent time, but just the weather has its own idea.
It's not going to melt. The cold air keeps coming right through next week, and that means more snow.
And a plea from this mayor not to visit.
Stay in place and not participate in any unnecessary travel to our region.
A major storm that will take time to clean up. Sean O'Shea, Global News, Washego, Ontario.
And while parts of the GTA managed to see mostly flurries today, the risk of heavier snow isn't out of the question for the Toronto region in the coming days. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Raffat for more. Hey Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Nivrita. Yeah, that's right. We're not really out of the woods yet when it comes to the risk of snow squalls in Toronto. That's mostly going to be something that we're looking at later tomorrow. So not tonight and certainly not right now. We're seeing the lighter bands of snow around the GTA, as you mentioned. But as we zoom out here on our pinpoint radar, you can see other communities not doing great at all. That lake effect snow in effect, really, and some areas already seeing around 100 centimeters of snow towards the Thunder Bay or north of that area. As we headed through the past 24 hours, notice the direction of that snow. It's falling to the east of the water bodies, and that's because we've got a strong wind from the west. As the cold air moves over the warm Great Lakes, that's when we see that activity propelling and that lake effect snow pushing through. How does it look like in Sault Ste. Marie, where they've seen nearly 80 centimeters of snow? Well, a winter wonderland and potentially a lot to dig out in the coming days. This is nowhere near over. We know that areas that are looking at snow squall warnings right now, again, around Georgian Bay into Lake Huron as well, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow per hour as we continue through Sunday. Some of those areas that are seeing some snow squall warnings around also Prince Edward County and southern parts of Bruce County, they will see additional accumulations up to 50 centimeters, or not additional, but rather up to 50 centimeters as we head into the day tomorrow. So we'll look at how these things are going to progress. Shifting winds could bring some of that snow squall activity around the GTHA noon, 2 or 3 p.m. So do be mindful that things could change pretty quickly, and we'll keep you posted in the late forecast. Your high tomorrow in Toronto, well, a chilly 2 degrees with a risk of heavy snow in the afternoon, and we're going to see some strong winds throughout the day. Niv?
All right, Noor, thanks for that. Residents in the High Park neighborhood are raising All right, it is getting chillier by the day. Let me bring in Noor Rafat, our weather specialist, to get a better sense of what to expect. Noor, we're closing out November. More snow expected?
Yeah, certainly some more than others, Nivrita. You know, we've spent a lot of November not seeing any snow for much of central and eastern Canada. Now things are changing, specifically in that department, and we are looking at, for some areas, snow squalls in the coming days. For others, the dreaded S word lingers. Let's take a look at your forecast. Well, we do have snow in the forecast in Toronto tomorrow, but we're really at the mercy of the wind direction. Shifting winds could bring some of that snow squall activity to the GTHA, and that would be potentially around the noon hour, if not 2 to 3 p.m. There is a chance of flurries on and off throughout the earlier afternoon, though your high just 2 degrees for your Sunday. Take a look at this, though, with deep freeze in the prairies, minus double digits yet again. We're seeing that trough spill over into parts of the United States. You already know what I'm going to say. We are going to see Arctic air of our own in the coming week. It's going to be more so towards the middle, if not the end of this coming week, when we start to see some more frigid temperatures settle in. And we've already seen a whole lot when it comes to that lake effect. Snow, Echo Bay, just about an hour and a half east of Sault Ste. Marie. 100 centimeters of snow and counting, closer to 80 centimeters. These are according to volunteer observations and also estimates by Environment Canada. Around Orillia at 25 centimeters. And I did mention this is far from over. We're going to see that snow activity continue. And as I mentioned, the wind direction really a crucial part in where that snow is going to fall. So as we head through the overnight, you can see still some strong winds from the west. So the snow falling east of the water bodies. But as we head into your day tomorrow, a shift potentially bringing that snow now south towards the GTHA, also parts of southwestern Ontario. And this is going to continue in that region, also in southern parts of Bruce County, around Wyerton, Owen Sound, and Barrie as well, through your Monday and even through your Tuesday. So this is a multi-day event, guys, that is far from over, and we're going to see some serious accumulations in the coming days. Our models show potentially 23 centimeters in the London, Ontario area, and just north of that, nearing the 50 centimeter mark by the end of Monday. Of course, we're still looking at more of that lake effect snow to push through southwestern Ontario, other regions in Bruce County in the coming days past Monday. In terms of temperatures, though, it's 2 degrees Monday and Tuesday, 0 by Wednesday, with some flurries, strong winds. And here is that Arctic air settling in. By Friday and Saturday, our overnights will feel closer to minus 15. And this is a trend that will continue into your Sunday as well. We're going to see temperatures start to level out as we head into Monday of the upcoming week.
SpaceX launched a
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 11.
No sign of relief.
Battling about 15,000 outages across Muskoka.
After a wintry weather blast north of Toronto, snowy conditions are expected to continue pummeling southern Ontario in the coming days. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nivrita Ganguly. A rude awakening for anyone trying to travel north of Toronto earlier today, as nearly a meter of snow buried communities and shut down a major artery in Simcoe County. Thousands lost power as snow continues to fall, with more expected in the coming days. Sean O'Shea has the details.
From fall to serious signs of winter in no time.
Probably about 24 inches of snow in the last day and a half.
North of Toronto, the snow was so intense, provincial police shut down Highway 11 between Washago and Bracebridge.
I thought I was a hero with the Jeep, but the police say otherwise. You're not taking the highway.
Closed, though. You have to wait.
That highway closure left big rigs parked, waiting indefinitely. Other drivers forced to get off and go back in the other direction. Travel plans on hold. This Calgary man on his way to see an elderly parent.
It's my mother's 98th birthday, so that's on Sunday.
In the thick of the snowfall, power was out too.
Our utilities, Ontario Hydro, is battling about 15,000 outages across Muskoka.
Why so much snow?
Well, it's been a very mild and calm fall up until now, and that has led to record warm water temperatures on all 5 of the Great Lakes, including Georgian Bay. So record warm water, and now finally the Arctic air is here, and that's the reason why we're having such intense snow squalls.
All this snow shouldn't have come as a big surprise. It was in the forecast. People told us they knew it was coming, but didn't think there'd be so much of it.
They said it was not going to be very good weather.
I knew it was coming, but I didn't think we'd actually get it. But lucky I have that thing to get me around.
Others had to find a place to wait around.
Oh yeah, this is really tough sledding out there.
Everyone hoping the roads would reopen.
If I can get there in the next 5 hours, that'd be great.
I thought we'd left at a decent time, but just the weather has its own idea.
It's not going to melt. The cold air keeps coming right through next week, and that means more snow.
And a plea from this mayor not to visit.
Stay in place and not participate in any unnecessary travel to our region.
A major storm that will take time to clean up. Sean O'Shea, Global News, Washego, Ontario.
And while snow wasn't as heavy in parts of the GTA, it was still quite a cold start to the weekend. Here's a look at the Toronto skyline earlier this evening. We aren't out of the woods yet, with a chance of snow squalls in store for the region over the next few days. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Raffat for more. Hey, Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Nivrita. Yeah, that's right. We're still not out of the woods yet when it comes to that risk of snow squalls in the GTA. That's more so something that we're looking at tomorrow. So right now, we're still seeing that flurry activity dancing around much of the region. As we zoom out, though, that's when we see how bad things have been around other areas, especially areas that have been on the shores of these Great Lakes, more so on the eastern shores. We've been seeing that strong wind pushing from the west, and that's a big factor in where those snow squalls fall. Areas like Huntsville, as we saw in Sean O'Shea's pack in Washego as well. Braceward seeing that activity. Just the past few hours, a shift from the southwest with these winds in Toronto, Hamilton. We do expect them to gust yet again from the west over the coming hours, though. And tomorrow, another potential shift in that wind direction, determining where that snow is going to fall. We're still seeing those snow squall watches and warnings in place. The heaviest hit regions in blue over here. That's where we could see 5 to 10 centimeters of snow per hour as we head through the overnight and through Sunday. And things will continue to be really drastic as we head through the next few hours. Here is that shift potentially in wind direction, and take a look at where that's going to send the snow down south towards the GTHA, even past Peterborough and Tweed at some point, and continuing the rest of the evening towards southwestern Ontario. Well, it won't be just Sunday that we're worried about, but even into Monday and Tuesday with that activity. How are we expecting things in Toronto? Well, you're high at 2 degrees. That's +2, mostly cloudy, but again, we might see that heavy push of snow and hard to see conditions rolling in around the afternoon hours, maybe even 1 or 2 p.m. Do expect some windy conditions throughout the day as well. Niv?
All right, Noor, thanks for that. A woman is fighting. All right, it has been a warmer than expected November, but it seems as we close out the month like we're catching up. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Raffat then to give us an idea of how things look, Noor, as we head into December.
Yeah, well, we can expect more of that dreaded S-word snow in the forecast for the coming days. Some, of course, worse than others, especially as we look towards central Ontario with those ongoing snow squalls in the coming days. Let's take a look at how it's going to look like in your viewing region. Well, we've got snow in the forecast in Toronto tomorrow, but we're at the mercy of those winds to determine whether or not we're going to see those snow squalls materialize, potentially around the noon hour, 1 or 2 p.m. Again, due to those shifting winds. We are going to see, though, some strong winds throughout the day, gusting up to 50, at times 55 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, marking the meteorological start of winter, and you can see things are still feeling icy and have been feeling icy well before that mark in the prairies. Minus double digits yet again. That trough extending north and South Dakota, other parts of the U.S. And you already know what I'm going to say. That Arctic air will move in also towards parts of central Ontario. As if we haven't seen enough of it already, we've got another push as we head through till next week into the weekend, really, when we'll start to see those temperatures dip further. And we saw those scenes from Sean's story in Washego. We'll take a look at some other regions that have seen 100 centimeters of snow. Echo Bay, so just east of Sault Ste. Marie. And in that region, 80 centimeters towards Orillia, 25 and still counting. Now, if you're wondering what that may look like in Sault Ste. Marie, well, either you think this is a winter wonderland or a nightmare when it comes to digging out. Of course, we know that snow making for hazardous driving conditions, a lot of power outages, so not really something to celebrate, but rather something to be wary of, especially as we see that activity continue over the coming days. So here we are into the overnight. Those snow squalls continue towards the Georgian Bay, Lake Huron, and here is that potential shift in wind direction, bringing those bands south towards the GTHA into Waterloo and London, Ontario, and that'll be the setup heading into your Monday as well. You can still see the lake effect snow pushing south, southwestern Ontario, Barrie and the Owen Sound area, seeing that activity over and over again through the course of several hours, and heading into your Tuesday, really a similar setup as well, also extending towards Sault Ste. Marie and areas near Thunder Bay. So we are expecting heavy accumulation in the coming days. Our models show potentially 24 centimeters towards London, Ontario, nearing the 50 centimeter range as you head north towards parts of the southern Bruce County. This could change 3 centimeters, it seems, though, in Toronto tomorrow with that push of heavy snow that again we are expecting due to the potential for those winds to shift direction. We talked about the temperatures plummeting, and it will look a lot like this. -1 by Wednesday with these flurries, windy on Thursday, -2, and then -4s on Friday and Saturday. Your overnights also getting chillier, feeling closer to -12 or -15 for that overnight.